So, what if an AI could do more than just spit back answers it found somewhere? I mean, what if it could actually think? Well, that's what we're diving into today. We're talking about something called Agentic RAG, which is this pretty incredible new way of building AI that gives it the power to reason, to plan, and to solve some really complex problems all on its own. And trust me, this isn't just another small update. It's a whole new chapter for AI. You see, for a long time now, most AI has used a system called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. You can kind of think of it like a search engine on steroids, right? You ask a question, it zips through a bunch of documents, finds the relevant bits, and gives you an answer. But what if the process went deeper? What if the AI could look at a really tricky problem, break it down into smaller pieces, and actually create a plan to solve it? That, that is the jump from just retrieving information to actually reasoning. And that's the big idea behind Agentic RAG.
All right, here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll talk about the AI autopilot to get our heads around the concept. Then, we're going to pop the hood and see how Agentic RAG actually works. After that, we'll check out some real-world examples, take a peek at what's coming next, and finally, we'll get real about the challenges we need to watch out for.
Okay, first up, the AI autopilot. This is really about a huge shift in what we should expect from AI. We're moving way beyond just asking a simple question and getting a simple answer. We're talking about systems that can take on complicated, multi-step jobs and just handle them. Yeah, so you really have to stop thinking of it like a search engine. The best analogy? Picture a brilliant, hyper-competent research assistant. You wouldn't just give them a keyword, right? No, you'd give them a complex goal, like find out everything you can about our competitor's new product launch. And they'd go off, figure out the best way to do it, and come back with a complete analysis. That's the agent. It's that independent, goal-focused process that changes everything. So how in the world does this AI assistant actually pull that off? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and look at the blueprint for this new kind of AI thinker. This is where we break down the mechanics of what makes Agentic RAG, well, agentic. Okay, so at its core, Agentic RAG is all about this autonomous agent. And there are three key words you need to remember here: reason, plan, and refine. This means it doesn't just take your question at face value. It tries to understand what you really want, it comes up with a strategy to get that information, and, this is the crucial part, it course corrects. If it goes down a path and hits a dead end, it backs up and tries something else. This really shows you the difference in action. Standard RAG? It's a one-and-done deal. You ask, it finds. But Agentic RAG is this constant looping process. It's using multi-step reasoning. Its questions actually change and get smarter as it learns more. And it doesn't just find some text for you, it synthesizes a complete solution. Which brings us to the biggest takeaway here. The whole goal shifts from just answering a question to actually solving the problem. That's the leap. So what does this thinking process actually look like? Well, it's basically a four-step dance. First, the agent deconstructs your big, messy problem into smaller, bite-sized questions. Second, it creates a strategic plan for how to answer each of those questions. Third, it executes that plan. And here's the cool part. It refines as it goes. If a search isn't working, it doesn't just give up. It self-corrects and tries a new angle. And finally, once it has all the pieces, it synthesizes everything into one coherent, comprehensive answer for you. Okay, the theory is fascinating, but where is this technology actually being used? Let's move from the technical diagrams to the real world and see how these agents are already starting to make a difference. Let's take customer support, for example. You know that frustrating call where you have three different problems, like, hey, my last order was totally wrong, I never got my refund, and also I need to update my shipping address. An agent can actually understand those three separate issues and then tackle them one by one. Or think about finance. An analyst could just tell an agent, go analyze our competitors' earnings reports for the last 5 years and tell me their top 3 strategic risks. In both cases, you're automating these really complex thinking tasks that, until now, absolutely required a human. Now, looking ahead, this stuff gets even crazier. I mean, if this is what these agents can do right now, what does the world look like in 5 or even 10 years? What's coming up on the tech horizon? So, pretty soon, maybe by 2025, we could see personalized AI tutors that literally change their teaching style on the fly, depending on whether a student is getting it or not. Fast forward to 2027, and you might have AI research assistants that are actually forming their own new scientific hypotheses to test. And get this, by 2030, We could be looking at fully autonomous AI project managers that can run a complex software project from the first line of code to the final launch. Every step here is a massive leap in what we trust these systems to do. But, and this is a big but, this incredible future isn't just going to happen on its own. To get there, we have to be super realistic and clear-eyed about the pretty significant risks and limitations that come with building AI that can think for itself.
There are really four big hurdles we have to get over. First, complexity. I mean, how do you debug an AI when its plan is constantly changing? It's a huge challenge. Second is cost. All of that multi-step reasoning takes a ton of computing power, and that's expensive. But honestly, the biggest problems are about safety. Number 3 is control. How do we make absolutely sure that an autonomous agent's goals stay perfectly aligned with our goals? And finally, hallucinations. When a simple AI makes something up, it's one thing. But when an AI that seems to be thinking logically makes a mistake, its reasoning can make that error seem way more believable and way more dangerous.
And that really leaves us with the million-dollar question we have to keep asking. As these AI agents go from being research assistants to being truly autonomous actors in the world, we have to figure out who or what is ultimately in control. That's the central puzzle we have to solve as we build out this new agentic future.